Did you know that the application of fertilizer to obtain that wonderful lawn can also be related to algae growth on the Chesapeake Bay? It's real important in our quest for the perfect yard that we consider the nutrients that are found in a fertilizer bag. The fertilizer bag has 3 numbers. Those 3 numbers equate to nitrogen being the first number, phosphate being the second number, and potassium being the third number. Starter fertilizer is used when I'm starting a new lawn, not starting the season. We should only apply phosphate when we have a soil test that shows that our soil has need. How do I know? Well, I take a soil test. You'll need a bucket and a shovel, and you'll take your soil test going down 4 inches. We don't need a deeper soil profile to determine the turf needs. When I take my shovel full, I will take 10 to 15 of them from a yard. The more the better. I'll put them in a plastic bucket. Plastic bucket is important because the plastic will not shed any metals that might be similar to metals found in the soil. I will cut off the grass that's on the very top and only put the soil in the bucket. I will mix them all together, and then I will provide the soils lab about a pint of soil. And you can get these very nice bags through Maryland Department of Agriculture or through many extension offices. When you get that nutrient analysis back, one of the first things you might look at is the pH of your soil. My target should be a pH of between 5.8 and 6.2. Our area, the state of Maryland, tends to have soil pHs that trend downward toward the low 5s. So the addition of limestone brings it up from the pH of 5 and raises that to a less acidic range, being close to neutral of 5.8 to 6.2. It is very important that you know the size of your yard. You need to know what size bag to buy of your fertilizer. So we start by getting a good measurement of our yard. Some of you may already have the basic dimensions of your yard, but does that include the driveway, the deck, all the landscape areas, and of course the house? So we want to make sure we subtract those. So go out and literally measure your yard to determine the size of the area you want to apply fertilizer to. Fertilizer bags will often have spreader settings. My spreaders have adjustments where I can actually change what is going to be put out in an application. So I need to look at each fertilizer product, then look at the suggestions. What type of a spreader do you have? Do you have a traditional drop spreader, or do you have a broadcast spreader? It's important to know. You may not live near water, but you do live near water. Because if you have a storm drain out on the street, if you have a drainage grate in your yard, those are classified as water. Because of that, with a drop spreader, I should stay back 10 feet from that water source, that grate in the yard, or where the gutter goes into a storm drain. With a broadcast spreader, I would stay back 15 feet. These are called setbacks. Did you know that lawn care pros need to be certified? Our lawn care pros undergo training every year that helps them keep in mind bay-friendly practices that are going to protect our Chesapeake Bay. So always look for a lawn care pro that comes with that appropriate certification. If that lawn care pro is going to apply both fertilizer and a weed killing product, then they need to have a separate certification for the application of pesticides. Remember, we want people that understand really how to do it properly to take care of your yard. The best time of year to fertilize your yard is normally in the fall. We look at that November 16th day as being the cutoff for the application of fall nutrients by homeowners. This is so that they are already absorbed by the plant roots prior to that plant going dormant for the season. We are not allowed to apply any fertilizer that contains nitrogen or phosphate until March 1. We generally recommend staying away from spring fertilization because spring fertilization causes the grass to grow very quickly, and then that leads to us mowing the lawn more often. We generally do not apply fertilizer in the months of June and July because the turf goes underneath a stress period as our temperatures increase, as our humidity increases, and as our rainfall changes in its patterns. If you should spill any fertilizer, you want to clean that up. We don't want those excess nutrients to burn a turf area, and we don't want to leave them on an impervious surface, a driveway, patio, etc., because of the fact that the next heavy rain might cause it to wash away. That brings me to another point. Always consider the weather over the next 24 hours before you apply your fertilizer. If you know we're going to have a heavy rain in the next 24 hours, you might be wasting that fertilizer. That fertilizer could wash away, and then it's not going to benefit your yard. When we think about lawn maintenance, the mowing aspect of taking care of our yard, mow it high and leave the grass clippings lie. By doing that, I am returning the grass clippings, which are nutrient rich, back to the soil. Certain turf species, like bluegrass, are much more susceptible to drought. So I would want to consider doing an evaluation of my turf to determine whether I really needed to apply any irrigation or water. I could do that by doing what is called the footprint test. I simply walk out, push my foot down hard, pull it back, and look down. I watch to see how fast the grass blades come back up or don't. And I also look at the color. When I see a blue-gray appearance, that normally is indicating to me that the turf is under stress. If we're going to supply irrigation water, sprinkling water, then I want to start early in the day. And I would like to apply at least 1 inch of water to the soil, which will soak down into the soil about 6 inches. To determine the appropriate amount of irrigation water to apply, consider taking a tuna fish can or a cat food can, the shallow, about 1 inch deep can, put it out in the yard, and when it is filled, you've got your inch of moisture applied to that area. If you have lawn care questions, don't hesitate going to the University of Maryland's Extension website